Hey everyone, it's time for another Pathfinder adventure scenario. Playing with the character Amhotep. This is scenario B6. So the final scenario of the first initial run of scenarios. We're in the Towering Obelisk. Alright, let's get started. Advancing the Blessings deck. The first thing we have is a camouflaged pit trap. Okay. Wisdom Perception or Dexterity Acrobatics. Don't have, well, wisdom is d6 and dexterity is also d6. So let's see what we're going to do here. We are going to look at our hand, which is pretty much really terrible. Okay, nothing to do. d6, straight up d6. Hey, we rolled a 6. Oops, I forgot to say whether it's perception or dexterity, but obviously it's a wisdom. Oh yeah, that was interesting. Okay, advancing the Blessings deck. Let's see what else is in this Towering Obelisk. Oh great. Falling Rubble. Obstacle, Trap, Task, Basic. Nothing in my hand really going to help out. Okay, so it's Dexterity, Acrobatics, Perception, Survival. Okay, oh I do have, man, it's so no disable. I have the Explorer's Staff. A bunch of stuff for combat checks. Wow, not looking good. Okay, so what we're going to do is do Falling Rubble. Let's see, just a straight up dexterity check. Okay, 3. I could make that a +2 with Amhotep's special power, but it is undefeated. So I have to take 1d4 combat damage. So I take 1 combat damage. I'll go ahead and lose this Frost Staff. So that's gone. Then leave this barrier face up on the location deck. Characters at this location encounter this barrier as their first exploration each turn. At the end of the turn, they may succeed at a strength 10 to banish this barrier. Okay, so it says here, so let me go ahead and reset my hand. Advance the Blessings deck. Okay, so they encounter this barrier as their first exploration each turn, and at the end of the turn, they succeed. Okay, so basically, I have to encounter this. Interesting. It says character encounter this barrier as their first exploration each turn. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we will. I guess the Falling Rubble is still going down. So I rolled a 1. Failed. I have to do 1d4 combat damage. So this time I take 4 combat damage. So 4 combat damage. I have a Scarab Buckler. So I can recharge this card to reduce combat damage by 3. But I will still take a point of damage. I'm going to lose the Flame Staff. Let's see. So now I can succeed at a Strength 10 check to banish this barrier. Okay, well, my strength is d8, so let's see what happens. Whoa, I rolled an 8, and with Amhotep's special power, I can add +2 to that. Sweet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to discard a Blessing of Wadjet, and I will get rid of the Falling Rubble. Oh, pretty amazing. That was pretty cool. Okay, recharging my hand, getting a few better options, and now we are going to reset or advance the Blessings deck. I have a Cure in my hand, using that right away. I'm recharging 4 cards from my discard pile. I only had 3, so quickly shuffling those back into my deck. Alright, let's see what happens here. I'm going to see if I recharge my Cure spell. And I don't recharge it. Don't necessarily want it back in my hand. Or in my deck, I should say. And let's go ahead and see what we got. Okay, we got the Good Omen. Intelligence 6. Yeah, let's try it. Alright, so I acquire this card. Pretty awesome. So I can... So it's just for locations. I don't think I'm going to need it. I'm going to toss this card and reset my hand. Advancing the Blessings deck. Okay, we get a Blessing of Ra. I really want that card. It's a Strength Melee 8. And I do have D8 Strength. I have a Blessing of the Elements. This has Fire. I can recharge it to add 1 die to any check that invokes Acid, Cold, Electricity, or Fire. Sweet. Blessing of the Elements time. Rolling 2d8 for my Strength. 7, 8, 9. Cool. I acquire this blessing. That is pretty awesome. Let's see. And I'll just leave it at that. Advancing the Blessings deck, which is a Blessing of Ra. Okay, and Emperor Cobra. Okay, so Combat 8. So if the check to defeat has the Cold or Fire trait, well, I just picked up this Blessing of Ra, which allowed me to add 1 die and the Fire trait. So, I also have a Flame Staff in my hand. So, Flame Staff. So I think what I'm going to do is so I'm going to go for your combat check, recharge this card. I also have the Immolate spell. Wow, I got a lot of fire options here. So, let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and I want to keep the Immolate spell. I have a Copish, which is going to allow me to roll my Strength plus 1d8. I think that's really going to be enough. Basically, I'm rolling 2d8 for combat. 2d8, and I'm going to recharge the Explorer Staff so I can use Amhotep's special power to roll an additional d8. 3d8. Alright, more than enough. Emperor Cobra is banished. Dun, 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 dun. Resetting my hand, I get the Burglar's Bracers. Advancing the Blessings deck, and da da da, I get the Henchman for this location. Alright, so basically it's just 2 combat, 12 checks. Straight up. Alright, so I got an Immolate spell. Let's go ahead and start with that. It's Arcane, Divine, plus 2d10, 2d4. And let's see, what else do I got? Do I want to add anything else to that? I'm going to use a Blessing of Ra. Blessing of Ra, discarding that, rolling another d8, or another d10 rather, since I'm using the Immolate spell. Okay, first check. So, yep, 18, 19, 23, no worries there. I'm going to roll, see if I get my Immolate spell. Does it recharge? No. I have to discard it. Okay, so now I have to do another combat 12 check. And in my hand, I have a Flame Staff, which is fairly useless. What I'm going to do is I'm going to... You know what? I got the Copish, which is for your combat check, reveal this card to use your Strength or Melee skill plus D8. Okay, so I got, with the Copish, or the sword, I got 2d8, and then I have a Flame Staff in my hand, which I'm going to recharge, so that I can add 1d8 to my combat check. Okay, so for the second combat check, I'm actually rolling a total of 3d8. Alright, let's see what happens. So, yep, 7 and 9, 16. Okay, cool. So this character is defeated, and it says, if defeated, you may immediately attempt to close this location. Alright, so the location is the Towering Obelisk. So I have to summon and defeat the henchman Agash. Alright, let's do it. And there he is. So I have in my hand just the Copish still, because all I had to do was reveal the card. I also have a Fomet Clansman, which says recharge this card to add 1d6 to your check against a card that has the trigger trait. Okay, let's do it. So recharging that, I got a d6. The Copish is basically 2d8. I am proficient with weapons, so I can additionally discard this card to add 1 to each die roll. And let's see anything going on here. Oh, it says here the difficulty of defeat is increased by twice the scenario, but this is a scenario B. And okay, so that's all I need to know about him. It's just a straight up combat 11 check. I'm discarding the Kopish. That means I get to add +3 to 1 to each die. So adding basically +5 to this roll. Okay, so that was a success. So the way I play is that you have to close the location in order to win the scenario, either through defeating the villain or by closing the location. I just closed the location of the towering obelisk. So now it's on to the best part of the game, which is, let me see if I did this correctly this time. I think I did. Okay, so the reward for this scenario for Amhotep was actually to get a power feat. So looking at her power feats here, the only two I really like are the hand size or the on your check after the roll you may discard or recharge a card to add or subtract 2 from the result. So basically I'm going to go ahead and I want to be able to recharge the card. So that's going to be her first power feat. And now what the reward is she is going to visit the Smiths of Wati. So let me go ahead and get the weapons. Last adventure I didn't choose any of the Smith of Wati's weapon options. I didn't get the spell dagger. I just kept the original 2 weapons. Also, I traded out the I'm randomly picking 2 weapons here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amhotep starts with the Embalmer as an ally, but I decided to keep the Tome Raider. Okay, let's see what we get. So, a long spear. Whoa, check it out. You're getting a staff. That is awesome. Whoa, so I can trade this merchant. He's offering me a staff. So let's go ahead and look at Amhotep's deck here. Do a quick deck shuffle here. There. Ooh, and I got the Blessing of Ra. I got that new spell. Oh, a lot of cool options here. Items. Okay, there's the Tomb Raider I was talking about. Okay, armor. Okay, so in order to get this, the Twin Serpent Quarterstaff, I'm going to trade the Smith of Wate, the Good Omen spell, which I just acquired. And then I can go ahead and, tough call. I just earned a Blessing of Ra. And, let's see, she only has 3 blessings. So I'll get rid of a, tough call. I'm either going to get rid of the blessing of the... Well, you know what? I'm going to keep the blessings for now. I'm going to have to get rid of a weapon anyway. So I'll get rid of the Kopish, and now I will acquire the Twin Serpent Quarterstaff. Well, that was really an awesome adventure. Leveling up, I was able to get Amhotep that extra staff. Now she has a total of 4 staves in her inventory. So, yeah, she's trying to be pretty powerful. Alright, well, thanks for watching. I'll have more adventures shortly. Alright, bye.